So what can we learn from experience of trying to implement collaborative inquiry, professional learning communities, data teams? One of the danger in offering professional development at either scale, either at the school level, at the board level, or at the provincial level, is the danger of relying solely on early adopters and the novelty effect, and forget to move beyond that. One strategy that I would suggest is that if you're starting a pilot project, for example, to learn how is this strategy going to be implemented in your context, to plan, to act small but plan big, plan on several years for the implementation of this strategy. So this implies that some reflection has been done about the capacity of the system in which you operate. So what are the resources that you have available? How many teachers are you talking about? How many schools are going to be involved? How much money do you have? What type of support needs to be provided? Again, if you're at a school level or if you're at a board level, these are questions that need to be considered. So if you want to implement data teams or a professional learning community, it implies that the participants, the principals, the teachers, and eventually the entire school team will need time to learn. So you'll need to be allocating time for professional development. One of the critical moments when we're trying to implement change across the school is the passage between the early adopters to the majority of the school team. So that's a critical moment, and it's really hard to scale up. So when we're planning the learning, we need to build in time for the people, for the participants to acquire basic concepts, basic competencies. If we want the people to improve their practice, if we want the teachers, school administrators, board staff to change their practice, they need to learn about the practice and they need the time to do so. I keep saying to myself, I should devote 5% of my time, of my work time, to my own learning. For trying to build capacity in school teams and school boards, very often we'll have people who will come and attend and they're the only representative of their school or center on the team. So they go back and they have nobody to talk to. So, they receive this fabulous information and then they don't have anybody to share with, and it becomes difficult to move the people. Even if you're from a small board or small school, could you have a pair of people attending a workshop, attending a session, so that when you go back home, you have someone to talk with, someone to debrief with, someone to reflect, and then it makes two people who can talk about their experience, their learning, and try to implement something. Another tip of the trade, another learning from our experience that we can share is that school teams will necessarily need external support. The reality of the workplace is that people are busy. If you want to start a data team or a professional learning community, they need the coordination to be able to do that. So they either need more time in their schedule, embedded in their schedule to get ready to organize the logistics, but they also need more time for their own learning. And often that can be provided by, let's say, the school board or by the principal if we're talking about a school team. So a necessary condition for success is support.